Oops. Sorry, guys. Hey, buddy, how's it going? This ought to be interesting. Whoa, that's nice. Nice quarters. Nice digs. Me likey.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented. It's no secret that the college's reputation in Skyrim is tainted.
I need to speak to you about soccer.
Please don't tell me that another one of the apprentices has been incinerated. I have enough to deal with right now.
Are you the March Mage?
Very well. I trust that you wouldn't be here were it not significant.
Jeez.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Tolfdir normally looks after your little group, yes?
Tolfdir.
Since he's apparently occupied, and I will need to see this discovery for myself, I think perhaps you should begin researching the subject. Speak with Urag in the Arcanium. See if he's aware of anything that matches your discovery. And good work. The next time you find yourself exploring Nordic ruins, perhaps this will be helpful.
Get in the books. Anyone else?
Personally? No, not I.
You
One
left
of
out
their
your
number
civic
used to
order?
advise the Archmage when I was but an apprentice here.
Oh,
But that was a great many years ago,
guess so. Huh?
before all the members of the Order were called back to the Isle of Artaeum, and it disappeared entirely.
Ooh, that's not good.
All right then.
Fall. Let it be known that was chosen to focus on his boundless talents on the cooking and baking habits of early first Eritan woods. While this work will no doubt bring great glory and benefit to the Empire, it is clear that my limited expertise is of no use to this effort. I have instead been using my considerable free time to investigate a particular avenue of study, namely that of the fall of Sarahal. Every child of the Empire knows what happened here, that the first city of man on Thermo was sorry, was sacked by the elves, jealous and fearful of the threat men posed to them. Relations have obviously improved considerably since then, but to be able to see the results of the destruction firsthand, it is quite striking to note the degree of effort that went into the venture. The first task before me was to differentiating between areas of original architecture and those that were built after Vasgamor retook the city with his 500 companions, initially relying heavily on the expertise of archaeologist Florus. My ability to discern the difference for myself improved over time. Indeed, I was surprised to find that many areas of the city, far more than I would have believed, retained much of the original stonework. Work was clearly done to remedy the effects of the city being burned after the elves' assault, but I suspect they underestimated the durability of Nordic craftsmanship, or rather that is what I initially thought. Perhaps it was a mistaken sense of pride in the accomplishments of these early men, or perhaps it was just my inexperience that led me to this conclusion. Something was amiss, though. Repeated attempts to consult the exceedingly perceptive archaeologists were unfruitful, often digressing into lectures on bathing habits of Sarathrall residents or the average number of potted plants in homes. I was again forced to rely on my limited powers of observation and deduction. And so I have no conclusive result to report at this time. I can say with certainty that the initial attack on Sarthrall seemed to have been very focused and does not appear to correlate with any locations that have been established as points of defense or importance. While the eminent scholar Sintus has yet to examine my findings or indeed show any interest in them, my inclination is to suggest that not only did the elves know the apparent layout of the city, but that their assault was based on specific directives and perhaps a singular goal. My humble investigation shall continue as time permits.
What you learn here will last you a lifetime. Several, if you're talented.
Looks like you can't go up there, huh?
I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear? Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this collection. It's going to stay pristine, understand? I have a few things laying around that weren't worth adding to the collection. You may look through them. I know what you want. Word travels fast around here.
Oh, yeah?
Discovered some big mystery, huh? Well, you
Yeah.
don't even need to ask. No, I don't have anything for you. Not anymore, anyway.
What do you mean?
I said not anymore. Orthorn stole a number of books when he ran off to Felglow Keep to join those summoners. Some kind of peace offering. I think one of those volumes may have had some relevant information. If you
See.
want them, you'll have to talk to Orthorn.
Great. Where is it? Doesn't
Not
anyone
enough to
care?
bother with. Archmage Aaron's approach to these things is just to let them sort themselves out.
Wow.
Although now
Weird.
it looks like you'll be doing the sorting. Good luck with that.
Oh, thanks.
He was an apprentice here at the college. Not very skilled. but got involved with a group of mages who took a liking to him. When they left, he took off after them, stole supplies and books from the college, I suppose as a way to ingratiate himself.
Great.
Let's just call it a difference of opinion with the college. They were interested in research that goes outside the bounds of what the college allows, so they were persuaded to leave.
See. Okay.
Until next time.
Yes. The red eagle sword. That's all we have there. Okay.
You there. I
Oh.
have questions for you.
Dude.
You were in Sappho, yes? It has come to my
Sappho.
attention that something was found there.
Is that how you pronounce that? Thoughtful? Maybe.
I know full well that you have. Please do not insult my intelligence. Tolfdir is still there now, is he? I shall expect a full report when he returns.
Yeah, you didn't want to talk to me earlier when I came.
It is my job to know these things. My role as advisor to the Archmage is aided by knowing everything that transpires here.
You're a little creepy.
Thank you for your help. You may go now.
I may go. You're not going anywhere,
I have
buddy.
many important things on my mind. Your concerns are not among them.
You're weird, buddy. I'll get you soon.
I'm disappointed to say I've learned little during my time.
Well, then what are you doing here, then?
I had hoped your scholars would be on a level comparable with my own colleagues. They are not.
Wow, you are a really rude person. I'll get you. Hmm. Where am I now? Yeah, that is way the F over there. Let's see. Quest. Hidden books over there. And where am I? Let's visit the shrine first before I hit the books. Here we go. You with me, buddy? Wow. Hey,
You're that one from the college. Heard about you. will say
Helgen,
if storms of
destroyed
murder
by a
the
dragon.
king. With
Hard
his
to
voice
believe, isn't it?
shouted him apart.
1% of the time. Oh, now they know me though. Talk to this guy.
I'm sorry, could you describe the smell?
Like some horrible monster was turned inside out and then exploded. What did you do?
It was a minor miscalculation. I've already corrected it for future experiments.
This is why people have a problem with your college, Nelatar.
Just say the word if you need a drink or something to eat.
My days at the college are long behind me, but I prefer to stay close by. Dagor and I have an understanding. He gives me privacy, and I make sure my experiments don't blow up his inn.
Okay. You're at the college?
Gods no, not for years. I left Winterhold for some time, and returned to stay here at the inn. I still have research that keeps me busy, and being here in Winterhold ensures I have access to former colleagues.
Jesus.
All right then.
Are we running low on meat?
No,
I'll sell just
even
about
Randy
anything
here
if it's
knows
worth
what
my
makes
time.
You want
Keep
something
that in
from me?
mind, will
Keep
you?
an eye on the supply. It's such a chore to restock.
I suppose that's
If
a
there's
benefit to
anything you
having
need,
so few
just let me
customers.
know. I'm afraid there's not much to be said. Winterhold is hardly what it used to be. You can talk to Birna if you need to buy anything. He doesn't have much, but could certainly use the coin. And then there's our little inn. Most of the business we get is from folks here to visit the college.
Jesus.
Though even that's dried up some.
You got a little violin here to play for you, little buddy.
People say there's someone in Riften that can change your face.
Ooh.
Make you look completely different. Do you
Yeah.
believe that?
Locate face sculptor in Riften. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Just say the word if you need a drink or something to eat.
You look like you get the shit
Manmir
kicked
beg
out
a
of you.
drink from you yet? That's gold wasted, friend. He owes this tavern enough coin to burn it down, build it back up, then burn it down again just for laughs. He's had some troubles in his life, but I can't have him drinking here without at least paying back some of the coin he owes.
Explosion sounds?
No, I certainly didn't. Is there a reason you're asking?
Go right ahead. He just might be
certainly
sober enough to
not.
listen to you.
A small experiment may have gone awry, but clearly with no discernible consequences.
You mean the inn or Winterhold?
And is this something
Suppose
I'll
it's
need
the
to
same
worry
answer
about?
either way. Winterhold's fallen on hard
Jesus.
times to say the least. Most folk packed up and left years ago.
Fortunate for my
Well.
Few of us are either too stubborn or too crazy to go, so we do our best to make a living.
Nice
It's not
person.
much, but we get by. Very little money passes through Winterhold anymore. But if there's one thing you can count on, it's folks needing a drink now and then.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right then. I understand Irid's been playing Hunt the Elf again.
It's just children playing hard. I wouldn't fret over it.
I'm not fretting. I don't want Irid playing those sorts of games.
All right, I'll speak to her.
Unless you're bringing me another... I'm just trying to have a quiet drink here, all right? Who are you to say what I should do? I'll pay her back when I'm ready.
Okay.
And I told you I'd pay it when I'm good and ready.
Ooh.
Calm down there, friend. I'll pay.
Yeah.
Well, Harren will have...
Yeah.
All right, then.
I persuaded someone. How did I do that? That's awesome. Hey, lady.
We may not have as much to offer as Whiterun or Solitude, but we'll do what we can to make your stay a pleasant one.
Thank you.
Winterhold doesn't offer much, but we like living here. Thank you. He's not a bad man, just bad with his coins and his drink. My husband Dagger could tell you stories there. I have a couple of Ranmir's things that he traded to us back when he was still paying regularly. I say you've earned them.
Oh,
Is everything well now?
Oh yes, quite fine. My accommodations here
Yeah,
just what I need.
And there haven't been any problems.
Are you referring to your other customers? No, everything is quite all right. I expect a bit of animosity now and then.
I see. Well, let me know if things get out of hand.
Now here's a man I'm glad to see.
My days at the college are long behind me, but I prefer to stay close by.
no hard
It's
feelings.
not like there's anything to do here but drink anyway.
Yeah.
Got any ale or mead?
There's some need for you right there, buddy. How's that? You like that? Was that good? Now what?
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some mead.
Hey,
Until next time.
he's in a good mood.
If you're here for the college, don't let the folks in town bother you. Just try and keep to yourself.
Thanks. Thanks, lady.
I understand Irid's been playing Hunt the Elf again.
It's just children playing hard.
I trust you're not planning any trouble. What can I do for you, friend?
Hard to believe I ever complained about Riften being cold.
My job is to serve the Jarl. I don't really know anyone at the college. I guess everyone just assumes I do because I'm a Dunmer.
What's a dumber?
Me?
What do you do around here?
And I hope to keep it that way. The
Okay.
Jarl is convinced I have some connection with the college, so he goes easy on me. Maybe
Yes.
you'd like to help me keep up appearances. Old Nellicard has a mage's staff in his room in the frozen hearth. It'd be good to have that staff, in case the Jarl starts wondering if I actually have a real connection to the college. Daedra take you then.
Whoa.
Me? Nothing. And I hope to keep it that way. The Jarl is convinced I have some connection with the college, so he goes easy on me. Maybe you'd like to help me keep up appearances. Old Nellicard has a mage's staff in his room in the frozen hearth. It'd be good to have that staff, in case the Jarl starts wondering if I actually have a real connection to the college. Thanks. I'll be waiting for it.
We'll see.
People won't say it, but they're afraid of me, so they leave me alone.
Okay.
My job is to serve. It turns out that if people think you're some sort of secret wizard, they'll let you get away with a lot. I don't really know anyone at the college. I guess everyone just assumes I do because I'm a Dunmer.
We don't get many people like you visiting Winterhold. Usually it's elves.
What's your business here in Winterhold?
Does it matter?
It does. The college has caused enough problems. Don't need you or anyone else adding to them. If you're not here for the college, then you've little other reason to be in Winterhold at all. Winterhold has lost much of its history, and with
Work,
that
buddy.
much of its power, I aim to change that. I've heard rumors of the resting place of the Helm of Winterhold, the very same helm that Jarl Hansa wore in the First Era. Hansa was in line to be High King of Skyrim, you know. Having that might get the ear of the other holds, and give me some authority.
Sure.
Good.
I'll get the helm.
I'll have a sum of gold waiting for your return. Look around you. Winterhold is in this state because of those damn mages. They sit up there in their tower, doing gods know what. And who watches over them? The guards don't even dare go up there, unless they've no choice.
No, they're just a bunch of pussies, though.
What's there to tell? It's mostly gone now, thanks to those damn mages in the college. Someday there'll be proof they caused the Great Collapse. Most of the city just dropping off into the sea. That doesn't just happen. All right, then.
Irid says the mages at the college are nice people, but you said they're bad.
Irid's a little girl.
Ours is the only family left that truly cares what happens to Winterhold.
Why did they do that?
Okay.
Why would they be so evil?
Because they don't care about you or I, Con.
They're gonna
think they're
talk,
better
no?
than all of us, and that we can just be thrown away.
I hate them.
That's my boy.
Jesus. There's some racist stuff going on here. Ooh,
If you know any true sons and daughters of Skyrim, tell them to head to Windhelm. Ulfric Stormcloak wants to see them.
okay.
Skyrim is the birthplace of humanity, the birthplace of honor, and those snow-backed Imperials renounced both when they laid down before the Thalmor. Worse still, to pay for the privilege to keep his throne, the Emperor sells Skyrim and our very gods, Talos no less, to the damn elves. And what did Torek do? He and the Owls that supported him, they took the Emperor's gold, sold out their people for a slave master's peace treaty. Ulfric did right killing him.
Jeez.
Soon we'll rid Skyrim of elves, their bloody Justicars, and the Jarls in their pockets. The whole damn lot of them.
Okay.
We'll cleave through the Legion to get to them.
Alright. Thanks for telling me,
At first they called us that to belittle our cause, but we gladly accept being named for Ulfric Stormcloak, the only true High King of Skyrim. We are the true sons and daughters of Skyrim, and Ulfric. He is the truest of us all. We fight to make our land great once more, to raise up strong, noble thanes, and lay low false Jarls and the cowards who hide behind them. The sound of our fury is a storm about to break on the heads of our enemies. Our friendship, a cloak of true brotherhood for all who would wear it.
okay.
Ulfric's not running a social club. You don't join anything. Either you're a true son of Skyrim, or you're not. If you are, then you make your way to Windhelm and talk to the man himself. If you're not, well, friend, you'd best walk away before this gets ugly.
Okay.
I'll take my leave then.
You, I'm pretty serious with this stuff. We can take this.
Oh, wow! That was just sitting there? I wish I found it first.
You weirdo, buddy.
don't get many people like you visiting Winterhold. Usually it's elves.
Let's see. What's the quest? Whoa, got a lot of random little guys now. Let's see. Let's get the shrine first. Wins. Sparks. There's one item that I want. A shield. Where's my shield? Mage. When the hell? Where did I get that? That's cool. Branded shield. And shield 22. 4. Shield. Okay. Let's level up. Yeah. I figured that. Where need ancient. Where's my hunting bow? Okay. go around. Do a little hunting, huh? Ah. Oh. Steel crates. Whoa, that is huge. Gonna help me yet, bud?
Oh.
Let me guess. Alright, fine. I guess I want some weapons. That's my favorite, so let's favorite that one. Sure. Oh. Let's see. Yeah, I got these guys too. Let's see. Wow. Let's see, where's my hunting bow? There it is. Oh, hey, what's up? My two-handed sword. Whoa, cool. Where am I going? Up there, I guess. How do I get up there? Guess that's the way it's going anyways, huh? Let's see. Where's my shield first? crazy person lives here. What the hell's that up there? Conjuration. Ooh. When thou enterest into oblivion, oblivion entereth into thee. Ooh. The greatest mage who ever lived was my master, Moraz Threenas. You have heard of him as the author of the book On Oblivion, the standard text for all matters Deirdric. Despite many entreaties over the years, he refused to update his classic book with his new discoveries and theories because he found that the more one delves into these realms, the less certain one is. He did not want conjecture. He wanted facts. For decades before and after the publication of On Oblivion, Threenas compiled a vast personal library on the subject of Oblivion, the home of the Daedra. He divided his time between his research and personal magic growth on the assumption that should he succeed in finding a way into the dungeon world beyond and behind ours, he would need much power to wander its dark paths. 12 years before Threenas began the journey he had prepared his life to make, he hired me as his assistant. I possessed the 3 attributes he required for the position. I was young and eager to help without question. I could read any book once and memorize its contents, and despite my youth, I was already a master of conjuration. Zenas was a master of conjuration, indeed, a master at all the known and unknown schools, but he did not want to rely on his ability alone in the most perilous of his research. In an underground vault, he summoned Daedra to interview them on their native land, and from that, he needed another conjurer to make certain they were bound and were sent away without incident. I would never forget that vault, not for its look, which was plain and unadorned, but from what you couldn't see, there were scents that lingered long after the summoned creatures had left. Flowers and sulfur, sex and decay, power and madness. They haunted me still to this very day. Conjuration, for the layman, unacquainted with its workings, connects the caster's mind with that of the summoned. It is a tenuous link, meant only to lure, hold, and dismiss. But in the hands of a master, it can be much stronger. The Sigix and Dwemer can, in the Dormare's case, perhaps I should say could, connect with the minds of others and converse miles apart, a skill that is sometimes called telepathy. Over the course of my employment, Thrinas and I developed such a link between one another. It was accidental, a result of powerful conjurers working closely together, but we decided that it would be invaluable should he succeed traveling to Oblivion, since the denizens of that land could be touched even by the skills of an amateur conjurer. It was possible we could continue to communicate while he was there, so I could record his discoveries. The doors to Oblivion, to use Thrinas' phrase, were not easily found, and we exhausted many possibilities before we found one where we held the key. The Sigics of Atrium have a place they call the Dreaming Cave, where it is said one can enter into the Daedric realm and return. Lycus, Sills, I don't know what that means, narrated, and many others have been recorded as using this means, but despite many entries into the order, entreaties to the order, we were denied its use. Cedrus, the leader of the order, has told us it has been sealed off for the safety of all. We had hopes of using the ruins of the battle sphere to access Oblivion. Battle Spire. The Weir Gate still stands through the old proving grounds of the Imperial Battle Mages itself. It was shattered some years ago in Jaguar Thurn's time. Sadly, after exhaustive search through the dendrites, we had to conclude that when it was destroyed, all access to the realms beyond the Soul Crane, the Shade Perius, and the Havoc Wellhead had been broken. It was partly for the good, but it's frustrated our goal. The reader may have heard of the other doors, and he may be assured that we attempted to find them all. Some are pure legends, or at any rate, not traceable based on the information left behind. There were references in lore to the Mukras Abyss, the Conj Mirror, the Mantel Crux, the Crossroads, the Mouth, a riddle of the alchemic formula called Jensen and Rising Sun, and many other places and objects that were said to be doors, but we could not find. Some exist but cannot be entered safely. The whirlpool in the being called a maelstrom ball can make ships disappear, and maybe the portal into Oblivion, but the trauma of riding its waters would surely slay any who tried. Likewise, we could not consider it worth the risk to leap from the pillars of Thras, a 1,000-foot tall spire of coral. Though we witnessed the sacrifice the shards made there, some victims were killed by the fall, but some indeed seemed to vanish before being dashed on the rocks. Since the solid did not seem certain why some were taken and some died, it did not favor the odds of the plunge. The simplest and most maddening and complex way to go into Oblivion is simply to cease to be here and begin to be there. Throughout history, there are examples of mages who seem to travel to the realms beyond ours, seemingly at will. Many of these voyagers are long dead, if they ever existed. But we were able to find one still living, in a tower of Threeburoth Bay, in the island of in the province of Mordor. Morrowind, there exists a very old, very reclusive wizard named Dorothea. He was not easy to reach, and he was reluctant to share with Lord of Thrinas the secret's door to Oblivion. Fortunately, my master's knowledge of lore impressed Fry, and he taught him the way. I would be breaking my promise to Thrinas and Fry to explain the procedure here, and I will not divulge it. What the hell? Even if I could. If there is dangerous knowledge to be had, it is this. But I do not reveal too much to say that Fry's scheme revealed on exploiting a series of portals to various realms created by Telian wizard long missing and presumed dead. Against the disadvantage of this limited number of access points, he weighed the relative reliability and security of passage, and considered ourselves fortunate in our informant. Maurian Threnos then left this world to begin his exploration. I stayed at the library to transcribe his information and help him with any research he needed. Dust, he whispered to me on the first day of his voyage. Despite the inherent dreadedness of the world, I could hear his excitement in his voice echoing in my mind. I can see from one end of the world to the other in a million shades of gray. There is no sky or ground or air, only particles floating, falling wordily about me. I must levitate and breathe by magic means. Threnos explored the Nubius land for some time, encountering vaporous creatures and palaces of smoke. Though he never met the prince, we concluded that he was in Aspit, said to be the home of Malkat, where anguish, betrayal, and broken promises like ash filled the bitter air. The sky is on fire, I heard him say as he moved onto the next realm. The ground is slug but traversable. I see blackened ruins all around me, like a war was fought here in the distant past. The air is freezing. I cast balloons of warmth all around me, but it still feels like daggers of ice stabbing me in all directions. This was Cold Harbor, where Molag Bal was prince. It appeared to Threnos as if it were a future Narin under the king of rape, desolate and barren, filled with suffering. I could hear Maureen Threnos weep at the images he saw, and shiver at the sight of the imperial palace, spattered with blood and excrement. Too much beauty, Xenos grasped when he went to the next realm. I am half blind. I see flowers and waterfalls, majestic trees, a city of silver, but it is all a blur. The colors run like water. It's raining now, and the wind smells like perfume. This surely is Moon Shadow, where Azura dwells. Threnos was right, and astonishingly, he even had audience with the Queen of Dusk and Dawn in her Rose Palace. She listened to his tale with a smile and told him of the coming of the Neverine. My master found Moon Shadow so lovely he wished to stay there, half blind, forever. But he knew he must move on and complete his journey of discovery. I am in a storm, he told me as he entered the next realm. He described the landscape of darkness, dark twisted trees, howling spirits, and billowing mist, and I thought he might have entered the dead lands of the Moral Dragon. But he said quickly, no, I am no longer in a forest. There was a flash of lightning, and now I am on a ship. The vast is teetering. The crew is slaughtered. Something is coming through the waves. Oh God, wait now. I'm in a dark dungeon, in a cell. He was not in the Deadlands, but Quagmire, the nightmare realm of Vermeer. Every few minutes there was a flash of lightning, and reality shifted, always to something more horrible and horrifying. A dark castle one moment, a den of ravens beasts the next, a moonlit swamp, a conflict where he was buried alive. Fear got the better of my master, and he quickly passed to the next realm. I hear him laugh. I feel like I'm home now. Morozinas described to me an endless library, shelves stretched on every direction, stacks on top of stacks. Pages floated on a mystical wind that he could not feel. Every book had a black cover with no title. He could see no one, but felt the presence of ghosts moving through the stacks, rifling through books, ever searching. He was in Akoparthia, the home of Himmerus Mora, where all the forbidden knowledge can be found. I felt a shudder in my mind, but I could not tell if it was my master or mine. Mora Threnos never traveled to another realm that I know of. Throughout his visits to the first 4 realms, my master spoke to me constantly. Upon entering Apocalypse, he became quieter as he was lured into the world of research and study, the passion that had controlled his heart while in Nirim. I could frantically try to call to him, but he closed his mind to me. Then he would whisper, "This cannot be. No one would ever guess the truth. I must learn more. I see the world at last, illusions shimmer. It is crumbling all around us. I would cry back to him, begging him to tell me what was happening, what he was seeing, what he was learning. I even tried using conjuration to summon him as if he were a D-droid himself, but he refused to leave. Mora 3ness was lost. I last received a whisper from him 6 months ago. Before then, it had been 5 years, and 3 before that. His thoughts are no longer intelligible in any language. Perhaps he is still in a Carpathia, lost but happy, in a trap he refuses to escape. Perhaps he slipped between the stacks and passed into the madhouse of Segura, losing his sanity forever. I could save him if I could. I could silence his whispers if I could. Wow, that was a long read. I am taking that book. Oh. Oh, damn, that's rough. Not reading that again. Where is the lesser reward? Oh! Again. What the hell? Hell. Four copies of that. Where am I here? Where am I right now then? Fuck this. Why would that thing have an arrow? That's funny. You coming along, buddy? Let's see. Whoa, look at that thing. Whoop. What happened to that horse? So what I just killed? Whoops. I thought that was on the wolf. That was a horse that was running away. Wow. Look at that thing, huh? That's cool. That's a shrine. That's a shrine, alright.